Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well. And just to let you know, there's going to be a lot of movement with my camera. I'm doing it on my phone. And I'm going to pause the video on and off while recording. Only because I'm not going to edit this video thoroughly. And I want my thoughts to come out as clear as possible. So, before I tell you about the channel, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. So, my name, you could call me Tony, and I'm 27 years old, and I love everything that has to do with creativity, whether it be writing, painting, singing, music, all types of music, watching TV shows, movies, reading. Everything that has to do with creativity, I love it because I appreciate the many perspectives that people have to share with us. And well, yeah. So what my channel is going to be about is spirituality. For the most part, spirituality. I'm gonna share with you guys what I've learned throughout the years, and what I continue to learn. And I thought it would be appropriate, even though the title says religion versus spirituality. I'm not going to put them against each other. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not here to condemn your beliefs or diminish them. I'm just here to share my perspective. And if something rubs you the wrong way, just ask. Ask for clarity, and I'll answer to you as clear as I possibly can. So, let's start with religion. Religion is a set of organized beliefs and practices that are taught through certain religions, or every religion, whether it be Catholicism, Christianity, Judaism, Wicca, Santeria, whatever religion it is that's out there, they're all organized beliefs. Which means there are certain rules that people should follow when it comes to their religion. When it comes to spirituality are individual beliefs and practices. That does not mean that you can't be spiritual and religion at the same time. You totally can. You can even be an atheist and still be spiritual. To me, spirituality is learning self-growth and just learning how to live life as ethically as possible. When it comes to your own perspective, that's what spirituality means to me. Building your moral compass, I guess. Because let's face it, good and bad, right and wrong, they're not always black and white. And when it comes to religion, we use this blanket term for God, and that's God. But in many religions, they have different names, and some of them are like Yahweh, Allah, the Creator, Source, the Light. There's so many terms that people use to refer as to God. Me, myself, I prefer the term primordial energy. Primordial meaning the first or original. And energy, well, that's energy. And I don't think I'm going to talk about energy in this video, but in the future, I'll do a segment dedicated fully to energy. But in this case, I'm just going to focus on religion and spirituality. So you have all these terms that people refer to as God, depending on your religion. And people, well, before I get into that, I should tell you guys, I respect everybody's beliefs. I really don't care what you believe in, whatever gets you through the day, whatever gets you through life. That's great. That's awesome. Um, I I do have my own belief system and my own practices, and most of the time, most people that I've met, they respect my belief system. But some they kind of get a little uncomfortable, and they start criticizing me, and I've learned to just ignore them. It doesn't matter what they think. Or rather, let me rephrase that. Their belief system does not affect my belief system. It's the same thing if I was Christian or Muslim. Other people's belief systems wouldn't affect me because that's what I believe in. I'm neither of those religions. My belief system is this might be a new term for you guys, or maybe you've heard of it, is omnism. Omnism is the belief that not all religions are true, but truth can be found in all religions. That's what I believe in, because at the end of the day, religion is supposed to be teaching love. Love another as you would love yourself. So you have love for others and self-love. They're trying to teach self-love, but unfortunately, there are multiple obstacles that interfere with that in our lives. There's insecurities, fears, all that stuff that interfere with self-love. And if you can't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. Not unconditionally anyway. And that's another thing that I believe in, is unconditional love for others as well as myself. I had a hard time getting to that point where I loved myself, because I would always put myself down for reasons that I won't go into in this video. But when I learned to love myself, I started not only accepting others for who they are, but loving their perspectives, even though they're different from mine. Excuse me. Oops. Sorry. Can't remember if I already mentioned this or not. I have a little bit of short-term memory, but I worked through it. Spirituality, it's not only self-growth, but like I said earlier, you can be completely atheist and still have your own spirituality. Spirituality, all that is a set of individual beliefs and practices. You don't have to do what other people do. You do it your own way. And, well, I'll tell you guys what I do. I work with energy. And when it comes to my belief systems, I try to base my beliefs on love. That's what I try to base my my beliefs on. And I have done readings, like energy readings for other people. And that includes people of other religions. And when they approach me, at first they're a little nervous and their energy is blocked completely because they don't know what to expect from the reading. So I always tell them, when they're nervous and they have their energy blocked, focus on what you believe. If you believe in God, multiple gods, in saints, whatever it is that you believe in that gives you comfort, focus on that. Pray to whatever deity you pray to. And what I do is link up to their energy while their energy is being linked up to what they're praying to. And it always works. I have not had a complaint with a person that when it comes to a reading, they get a comfort from me in a way, because I'm not neglecting their belief system. I'm not putting it down. It's like, you do your thing, well, I do mine. And that's what I think should be practiced around the world. Is what I mean is respect others for what they believe in. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We can still work together, even though we have different belief systems. And always agree to disagree. It's always a good thing to agree to disagree. Because if you disagree on what somebody else believes in, you create this friction between people, and that's where arguments come from. And aren't just arguments, it's hate. It becomes hate in a way. So what I'm saying is, appreciate people. Just appreciate them. And when it comes to people that are always disagreeing with another person, it's almost like they're trying to force their beliefs onto them. Lately, on my Facebook, I've been seeing this person post on their story. This lady that talks about how if you are religious, you might be tricked into practicing witchcraft. Like, I don't know what type of religion she practices, but she was saying that you only need the Holy Spirit. That's all you need. Because she was condemning people who practice with like crystals and sage and different types of herbs and spices to do spiritual healing. And she was saying that if you're doing all of that, you're not a true believer. Like, I don't agree with that. You do you. If you are in fact religious and you decide to try something new, like sage to cleanse your house, go for it. Churches do it all the time. I don't see what the problem is. If you decide to get a reading, get a reading. It might help you. It might give you a little bit of enlightenment to your situation. And, well, this lady, like I said, she was saying that the Holy Spirit is all you need. If you use external tools, that you're not a true believer and you're practicing witchcraft unknowingly and worshiping the devil. Like I said, I don't really believe in that, in what she said. But these are the types of people that I was referring to in the first place. And not just religious people, also spiritual people. Spiritual people do this all the time. Both spiritual and religious people, they will gather their beliefs, and if they think that somebody's doing something wrong, even though they're not aware of their situation, they will go ahead and tell them, you're not supposed to be doing that. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to this place and worship God, or whatever the situation is. They'll start dictating their own belief systems. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And when it comes to religious people, same situations. I noticed that they try to recite or rephrase the Bible even. Or I shouldn't say Bible, I should say Holy Book, because I don't know what religion you guys practice or are aware of. So they rephrase what they read or what they're preached. And a lot of times that's because you interpret what you hear or what you read differently than what somebody else will. As for spiritual people normally, and I did this when I was younger too. I'm guilty. When a spiritual person has an awakening, and I'm not saying a religious person can't have an awakening. An awakening is like an epiphany. If you're not sure what that meant, when someone has an epiphany or an awakening, they get excited, like, oh, I learned something new. And like the first person that they see, or they want to share what they learned, they start off with like, oh, you have to do this and you have to live this way and you can't do that and this and that. And you kind of become obnoxious to the point where people just don't want to deal with you. And I learned that your awakenings, your epiphanies, your realizations, they're yours for a reason. You learned it in your own journey. You learned it in your own path, because your life is different from everybody else's. I'm coming off the camera. But yeah, when it comes to religion and spirituality, even though they're two separate things, it can be they can be very similar. And we shouldn't hate each other for that. We should just appreciate our differences, because what sense would life have if we were all the same? If we all thought the same way, it would just be blah. Like, so boring. And I won't get into that. I was going to mention energy, but no, I'll just save that for another video. And hold on. Well, yeah, let's just end it on that note. And I will be making more videos. Um, like I said, probably my next video will be about energy, but I'll have different topics, and you guys could bring up new topics as well, um, that you would like to know about if you're curious. Like, I'll be talking about what people think of as supernatural or metaphysical. Um, like, for example, energy readings. I mentioned that I do them. I could teach you guys how to do different types of energy readings because there's not just one way to do it. And you could take me as a guide in a way to find your own way. Um, I've learned that there are many ways, and I practice them all. There's infinite amounts that are out there that people just aren't attracted to in a way. But if you're attracted to that and you want to learn about it, don't shy away from it just because somebody else thinks it's not what you should be doing. You do you again. And what other topics will I talk about? Maybe I'll talk about some current events from time to time. I try to stay away from that. But I'll give a spiritual point of view on current events, and I won't bring up religion as much. If I do, it's just to make a point, because I'll only be focusing, or I'll try to focus on my point of view and what I know. So if like um, doing readings, learning how to do readings, or even natural remedies, I might talk about that too. Or using different tools like pendants, crystals, tarots. Um, I'll talk about all of those. And again, they're just tools because you could do this um, without the tools. You could learn from the tools and adjust it to your own practices without them. What I'm saying is, if you get tarot cards are awesome and I still use them. But you can learn to do what the tarot cards are supposed to do without using tarot cards. When I do tarot readings, I normally just use tarot cards for a physical display so that the the person has something to look at. But throughout the reading, I'm really just working with energy. That's gonna be my main point is I'm gonna teach you guys how to work with energy, and it can be fun. It's awesome. So if that kind of attracts you, hit the like button, subscribe, and I guess hit the bell notification thing because that's how YouTube works now. um, but yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Hopefully. Right, bye.